Good morning and welcome to Tuesday Mornings with Luann and Tim. Thanks to KC Security for sponsoring the show every single morning for us. We so appreciate it, you guys. There is so much going on around this COVID-19. Oh my word. The news, in case you haven't watched a newscast, generally the first 3, 4, 5 stories are about COVID. And my newscast is pretty much the same. Yeah, because now it's affecting the markets and it's affecting the economy.
The stock market
has
the biggest drop since 1980 something?
Since the Gulf War.
Wow, and
1,600 points it went down.
And Trump is freaking out because he thinks everyone's going to blame him.
Well, it's only the flu, Donald. What the heck?
But you know what? Regardless of what his reaction to it would have been, this was going to happen. I mean, just people aren't buying things, people aren't traveling, people
shouldn't be.
Right. But so that's what's causing. Don't you think that's what's...
There is a whole country called Italy that's shut right down.
Right.
Like totally shut down.
So this is a global, the stock market's crashing because of the global effect.
Sure, and everybody's scared.
So why don't he just relax and say, hey, this isn't... I like the way that he said that the people should stay on the cruise ship because why should we take in people who are sick and it's not our fault?
Well, let's find out if they're sick.
And what about this blame game? Like he's got a thing about blaming.
He blamed the virus actually on the Democrats.
I was actually looking yesterday on Twitter, and there are Republicans who are swearing, absolutely swearing that he never called it a Democratic hoax. And I watched him say it. He said, this is the Democrats' latest hoax. He said that. And people are saying he didn't say that directly in relation to, because he didn't say the word coronavirus hoax in the same sentence. It's unbelievable, the denial these people are in.
You know what? That's what is almost as scary as he is. Is his close people are like drinking the Kool-Aid.
Man.
You know?
And did you hear about the people who came back from Italy? Some well-to-do family. Did you hear about this one? Well-to-do family comes back from Italy. I believe they were from the East Coast, like north, like, I don't know.
In the States?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so they've been to Italy. Mother, daughter, son, or at least mother, father, daughter, at least. So they come back and they're supposed to be quarantined.
Right.
Because they've just been to Italy.
Right.
The father and the daughter, they're wealthy, decide they're not going to stay quarantined. They went to a father-daughter dance at her school. The mother went to a grocery store and then had her nails done.
Awesome. That's terrific.
They're refusing to be quarantined because they don't feel sick.
Because they're rich?
And because they're entitled and because no one tells me what to do. I'm an American. Oh. No, I didn't mean that. I mean, I'm a bad American. How about that? I'll put it that way.
It's affecting the entertainment world too because it looks like Coachella is they're expecting it's going to be postponed to a later date. It was supposed to go in April.
Right.
They're looking at a later date if it runs at all. Pearl Jam, no audience at Jeopardy. Pearl Jam is canceling their tour, postponing their tour. No audience at Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. Neil Young also is postponing. Armani, though, the monstrous fashion designer in Italy, is donating $1.25 million to Italian hospitals to tackle the virus. So there's some good people out there.
Movies are being movie date premieres are being canceled.
Yeah, everything's just
things are getting pushed back.
But you know what? If you think about a 14-day quarantine, in my mind, if you're a retired person, especially, or if you're an currently unemployed person, stay home. I mean, you don't need to go out.
And if you have a baby, don't bring the baby out.
Right?
Leave the babies home for 14 days.
Oh my gosh, I don't understand. It's not. If someone told me
stay in bed and watch Netflix for 14 days, I'd be like,
done.
No
I'm in.
Problem.
Totally.
Toilet paper.
Yes.
They can't. Costco's things. They're selling out of toilet paper all over the United States of America. And I saw one meme saying something about, calm down, it doesn't give you the runs. But a psychologist has been doing some studies on why toilet paper is disappearing, because why would you think of flu and you need toilet paper? Apparently, toilet paper is one of those things that people just, thank you, Michael, that's toilet paper. People, just in case you didn't know what it looked like, people feel like having toilet paper gives them a sense of control, there's security involved.
I feel that way. I do.
She said about,
when my brand is on sale, I go double up, and there's no better feeling than having 14 cans of yellow beans and 14
well, if you're going to have beans, you need toilet paper. Also, we said the same thing about paper towels. I love having lots of paper towels. I have a whole cupboard full. And we're brand loyal. Bounty.
Bounty, bounty.
If we say that enough, can we get free Bounty? Bounty.
Bounty, bounty.
Half sheets, please. Anyway, so it's a disaster out there right now. The whole world is just...
It was at City Council last night. APH was there, Alberta Public Health, talking about how they're prepping for it. Sioux Area Hospital, as of today, is going to start screening people who come to visit.
Yes, good idea.
So, you know what? It's all stuff that has to be done. So be patient, be kind, and if you don't need to be there, don't.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Sick people live there.
Hey, what's one of your favorite adjectives for things that are great?
Awesome.
There you go. Well, guess what it is?
What?
It's the International Day of Awesomeness.
Ah!
You can say it all you want today.
Awesomeness, awesomeness. I do say it a lot. My kids are like, yeah, Mom, I know it's awesome. I don't know why.
You like it.
I do. Because what else? Give me another word.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's old.
Fabulous.
Awesome.
Superb.
Superb is nice.
Oh, look, there it is. The International Day of Awesomeness.
Aw, and that's me.
That's you.
Yeah,
jumping through the balls.
Yeah.
Middle name Pride Day.
Middle name Pride Day.
Be proud of your middle name.
Oh, what's yours?
Robert.
Mine's Marie.
There you go.
Yes.
We should just have little name tags. We should go by. Welcome to Mornings with Robert and Marie.
That would be a whole different thing.
Aaron, what's your middle name?
Michael.
Aaron,
Michael.
Michael, that's your son.
My son's name.
Okay, so be proud of your middle name, Darcy. That's Keith's middle name.
Darcy, that's cute.
That's his dad's name.
Is that right?
Yeah.
My Jim
Darcy.
is Alexander.
There you go.
And it's his dad's name.
My sister Mary Lynn doesn't get one. Because her whole name is Mary Lynn.
Oh.
Mary space Lynn. So she never got a middle name. She's just been Mary Lynn. I always felt kind of bad for her.
Poor thing. She can have mine. I'll share.
No, that's Michaela's middle name, Marie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, which she always hated, no offense.
No, I know, me
Well, because
too.
if she was a boy, she was going to be Michael Patrick. So she thought she should be Michaela Patricia, which she liked, but they called her Michaela Marie instead. Guess what opened on Broadway last night?
What?
Mrs. Doubtfire the Musical.
What?
I know!
Oh my God, that would be
Wouldn't that be fun? Mrs. Doubtfire the Musical?
Best scene in all of movie history is when he catches his boobs on fire and tries to put them out with the lids. Seriously. It takes a lot for me to laugh out loud at things because I think a lot of things are stupid. That broke me up.
Flaming boobs are not stupid, they're funny.
Must have reeked.
Oh! So anyway, Rob McClure is the actor.
Rob McClure.
Yeah, do you know him? I didn't recognize the name or his face, but I didn't even look up his credits, to be honest.
Maybe his dad acted in Emergency back in the day?
Or maybe his mother was Edie McClure? I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't do my research on who Rob McClure was. I ran out of time. But anyway, listen. He says, because he has to do, you know how fast, in the movie, when Robin Williams changed from Robin Williams to Mrs. Doubtfire, and you cut the camera, you go to your dressing room, and he would sit in prosthetics for all that time. Or they would shoot those scenes while he was in prosthetics in one day and kind of thing. Well, when you're on Broadway and it's live theater, how do you do it?
Oh.
He says he has a pit crew like the Indianapolis 500.
No doubt.
He has an 18-second change.
What? How is that even possible?
I don't know. It takes me an hour and a half to turn into a woman.
Right?
It takes you as long too.
Well, yeah, it takes me a little longer.
She has to get up at 4:45 to turn into a woman.
Yeah, but you still have to put boobs on.
Yeah, but they don't catch on fire.
No,
so
that's good.
No. Although once I didn't have my boobs and I used popcorn, and by the end of the show I was so hot I turned into Jiffy Pop. I went up 3 cup sizes.
Why would
Another
you
time,
use popcorn?
well, popcorn is good because it molds against your body and whatever bra you use. I also tried beans, but then I turned into a chia pet because I perspired.
Ew, pew.
Anyway, I want to see Mrs. Doubtfire on Broadway.
Me too.
I want to be Mrs. Doubtfire on Broadway.
You would be an awesome Mrs. Doubtfire on Broadway.
Thanks. In 1876 on this date, it was the first telephone call when Alexander Graham Bell said, "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you," to his assistant Thomas Watson, to which Thomas Watson replied, "I think you have the wrong number."
What do you want now, Al?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Is this one of those fake calls from Revenue Canada? It It's International Find a Phone Booth Day. Good luck with that.
Oh,
when was the last
find a
time you
phone
saw a
booth.
phone booth, anybody?
There is a phone booth.
Really? You know?
Yes. Oh gosh, Metallo's. Metallo's on Northern.
It's got to be
There's
one of
a
the last
booth.
phone booths standing.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do now if you don't have a cell phone, or if your cell phone's dead and there's no...
You have to go in and ask people if you can use their
cell
phones.
phone, I guess.
Yeah. Craziness.
Yeah. It's also Purim.
It's all, pardon?
Purim. Purim is a Hebrew holiday. It's a Jewish holiday. Purim, I think it says lots from the word faith.
Lots?
Yeah, anyway, it's related. Okay, so Purim is a really festive holiday for people of the Jewish faith.
That could be my new word. That's Purim. No, that's kind of not the same.
Means, I think it says from lots. Yeah, it's called the Festival of Lots. So it's a Jewish holiday that commemorates the saving of the Jewish people from Haman. He was an Achaemenid Persian Empire official who was planning to kill all the Jews.
Haman.
I know, Haman.
Settle
Come
down.
on, Haman.
What did these people ever do to you?
But guess what? So there were two people that foiled his plans, Mordecai and Esther. Esther was his cousin and adopted daughter, and she had risen to become the queen of Persia. So they saved the day. And so they all have fun on this day. It's a day of feasting and gladness and sending portions one to another and gifts to the poor. Started at sundown last night, goes all through today, exchanging gifts of food and drink, donating to charity, eating a celebratory meal, public recitation,
awesome.
So I guess they'll probably go to temple. In a synagogue, and reciting additions to the daily prayers and the grace after meals. Other customs include wearing masks and costumes, public celebrations and parades, and special, I can't pronounce it, it's meant Haman's pocket, Haman Tashen. Anyway, and you'll love this part, they're encouraged to drink wine or other alcoholic beverages.
I'm going to be Jewish today.
Go find yourself a Jewish friend. Anyway, happy Purim.
Happy Purim.
Yeah. What else? Oh, on the show today. On the show today, paddling festival.
Oh,
a film festival about paddling. And then also, St. Patrick's Day is coming up next week. Talk about festivities where you're encouraged to drink. Mill Market's having a special St. Patrick's Day celebration. So we got that on the show. Plus, my friend here's got the news. And we'll be right back. Drive safe out there. It's a little slippery still this morning. We'll see you in a minute on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
A message from the Government of Canada.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
At Fit Bodies, Fit Minds, we want everyone to build a life that they love, and we teach you how to get the results you want in your mind and your body. Introducing our new small group classes to provide you with a happy and healthier life. Our small group classes are limited to 6 people to provide more personal coaching while having the supportive group environment. Classes are 10 weeks, and each week you will receive fitness and nutritional guidance that are tailored to your needs. Fit Bodies, Fit Minds, we inspire you to move.
There is some connectedness, some powerful energy somewhere that can be translated from person to person, from place to place, and there is a collective feeling that goes on beneath the thought.
It's the 2020 World Tour Paddling Film Festival. Did I say that right?
Yep. It's quite a tongue twister,
It
isn't
certainly is. But I like saying this. Why, Spencer McDonald and Joni McGuffin, how are you today?
We're great, Tim.
This is my friend Joni McGuffin and my new friend Spencer McDonald. Joni, of course, you are the executive director of the Lake Superior Watershed Conservancy, and Spencer, you are the film festival coordinator.
That's correct.
Very cool. Now, I'd never heard of the festival before, but it's got quite a history. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of the film festival? I know we haven't really had it in Sault Ste. Marie. It's the first time you sponsored it for the Watershed Conservancy sponsoring it. Spencer, what about the film festival? Can you tell me a little bit about the history?
So it's about 14 years old, and it's been growing every year. Last year it went to 140 different countries.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
And we've never seen this kinds of film festival in this city before.
I am not sure
Not
if
to your
anybody's
knowledge.
had Rapid Media's film festival.
So Rapid Media runs the film festival.
Yes, and we're a host of it among those other 140 countries.
How did that come to be then, Jody? Did you contact them? Did they reach out to you? Was it something you'd heard of, or did Spencer do this? Who brought this to us? Who do we thank?
Well, the Lake Superior Watershed Conservancy was a natural host for them, and I know Rapid Media because Gary and I have written and photographed for the Canoe Routes and
Of
the Kayaker
course.
magazine and so on. And so as the sponsors of it, they thought Lake Superior Watershed Conservancy, that would be a great host in this
So you had a
region.
connection with Rapid
Yeah,
Media,
yeah.
okay?
So
and you're no stranger to this kind of film, are you? I mean, you've been involved in films that are nature, that are outdoors, right?
Yeah, well, we've done a bit of filming ourselves.
Yes. Maybe one day you'll have a film in the festival, Joni.
Well, you know what? We've seriously, after going through all of the films for this,
Yes.
we've thought about Canoes for Conservation and what an incredible story it is.
Documentary
It'd be a
film.
fantastic documentary
I have
film.
to agree.
So, and so
I was-
visually stunning.
Maybe you could use one of the clips of me being in the canoe with you in your film.
Yes.
Such a self-promoter. Let's promote the film festival. How about that? Spencer, how many films did you go through before you selected the ones that you're actually going to, present?
Phew, yeah.
Yeah.
We went through about 20 films.
All right, so they provided 20.
Yep, 20 films.
And you chose how many?
7 for each, but there's a different set for each.
So you've got 14 films you're debuting here in Sault Ste. Marie on 2 different dates. That's right? I mean, well, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan and Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. I love the fact that you're actually going across the river for both because, hello, we're both on the water.
Yes.
Spencer, where did you view these? Where did you have a facility you went to watch them in, or?
So we went to the north branch of the local library, actually, and we rented a room with a projector.
No kidding. Did you love that space?
It's a brand new, beautiful library. It was just gorgeous, and
It served the purposes
wow, we
perfectly?
could do a small film festival in this
Right in the
room."
library itself. Well, that's
Right.
great. That lots of partnerships going on in Sault Ste. Marie as usual. I know that you're actually showing here in Sault Ste. Marie at the Sioux Community Theatre Centre attached to White Pines.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the second day of the festival.
That's
Yep.
on March 13th, this Friday.
Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Lucky Friday the 13th. What time on Friday evening will you be at the theatre centre?
6:30.
Oh, that's what time the first film starts, or the doors open?
The doors open at 6:30 and the film starts at 7.
Film starts at 7, okay. But you also have a viewing of the 7 other films. On which date? Are you on the Thursday night?
The day before, yes, the 12th.
Thursday the 12th, right across over at Lake Superior State University.
Arts
Yep, the Arts
Center.
Center.
The Arts Center. If you have not been, it is a state-of-the-art theater. It's beautiful over there, right?
Yes, yeah.
So 7 films. Now, when people think film festival of 7 films, you're not going to be sitting for 14 hours. These aren't 2-hour films, right? Can you
That's
describe some of the films we'll be seeing, Spencer and Joni? Whoever wants to let me know, because you've both seen them. So.
Yeah.
So it's really a mix. Some of them are 6 minutes, some of them are 30, and they're all around the world. There's some in Hawaii, the Grand Canyon, northern Ontario, northern Yukon.
Really?
Yep. One of my favorites, they portage through northern Canada.
Oh, wow. They portage.
Yep.
They
Paddle and portage.
paddle and portage.
Portage, that's right.
Anywhere else? Did they over in Europe at all, or?
Yeah, well, there's one that takes place in India.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's got to be stunning.
Yeah, there's beautiful scenery. It's inspiring, and this time of the year, where some of us are like, we love winter. We're thinking about paddling, and the river. When I went over the bridge yesterday, the river's
Starting to open up?
Starting to open up, and we're starting
That's
to
so
think about getting
encouraging.
a paddle in our hand instead of ski poles in our hands.
Right. What about the cinematography? Were you just blown away when you watched these films?
Well, you know what's really inspiring to me is that filming has been opened up to so many people now because of, I don't have a phone in my hand, but...
I wondered how you were doing this. I thought she had paddler's cramp.
So phones and off-camera mics, you know, being able to do things with incredible drone footage these days, and like little gimbals and sliders.
Look at you knowing all your lingo with the gimbals, eh?
But anyway,
Joni.
talking to Mike here at ONN yesterday, he got all the lingo down.
Right.
But it's like doing a really high-end film. Of course, you need far more equipment, but today people are able to do incredible footage. Those GoPro cameras that they strap to their chests and their helmets and so on. Man, you feel like you are in those huge rapids.
Now, in addition to paddling, are there sort of human interest stories? Is there a connection with the people that are the paddlers? Are any of those kinds of stories included in the festival?
Yes, so a lot of them are like personal journeys or stories of how they got to their current lifestyles. A good example is one called Salad Days, which is about an old whitewater rafter.
In his experiences,
Yeah, so it ends with him sort of like at the end of his career, you know, on his last paddle, and it's like a very powerful story.
Oh, did you cry a little bit?
Yeah, they are very human stories, and one of them that you'll see a bit of footage from here, even on the show, is Family Roots that's across the Arctic, and they take their kids. And I totally related to that because of traveling with our little daughter who's now 20.
They're showing some films, right? There's some of the. Is this the one right here, Joan? You're talking about the Extraordinary Family?
Yeah, and I.
Oh, look at how young that child is.
I know. Laying in the tent, reading books, fishing, collecting mushrooms, just getting all bug bitten out there in the rain.
Looking, screaming, crying.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So was that you? Did you actually do that kind of stuff with your?
Yeah, we did that kind of stuff with
you and Gary.
And and she from the time she was born and 2 weeks old, right through until she got to a certain age, and she wanted to be with her friends a bit more.
Right. Mom, Dad, let me out of the canoe for heaven's sakes. I want to go and play on the land.
Well, I totally related to the little bug-bitten kids.
Oh.
I used to look at Sela, and they had people criticizing them, saying that people should come and lock them up. Take their kids away from them. They were punishing them. But
how did Sela turn out?
She's a pretty resilient, thoughtful young lady, and
she has a heck of an immune system. I'll tell you that right now. Now, Spencer, you kind of have an interesting story of how you came to be the film festival coordinator.
Yeah.
Tell us what brought you to your job.
So I actually just moved up here this summer.
From where?
From Southern Ontario, like St. Catharines.
Oh, I love St. Catharines area.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The previous December.
Thank you. You didn't do anything. It's like I built it.
Oh, no.
Anyway, it's a beautiful area.
Spencer's a water baby. He's a rower.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yes, I rowed all through high school and after, And then
you're going to love it up here. So when did you arrive?
I arrived this summer.
Okay.
And I went to the Community Career Center.
Community Career Center.
That's right. And I went through a program there looking for work, and through that I ended up meeting Joni by chance.
And you got this job.
That's correct.
And you're a rower. I mean, what are the odds of that? A guy moves here who rows and he gets a job running a paddling film festival. That's freakish. Congratulations. That's fun. Okay, so let's review now, just because we've got about a minute left. So we're going to have the first film festival, first 7 films, Lake Superior State University at the Arts. What's it called?
It's called the Lake Superior State Arts Center, and that's on Thursday, March the 12th. And
doors open 6:30.
Yep.
Film starts at 7.
Yes.
Half-hour intermission between the 7 films.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
The next night, Friday the 13th, same deal, but it's at the Sioux Community Theater Center attached to White Pines.
Yes.
6:30, 7 o'clock curtain, right?
Yep.
Tickets at the door. Where else? Anywhere else?
Tickets at the door, and of course you can order through Sioux Community Theater down
which is sault.ctc.ca, saultctc.ca online, or go to the Station Mall.
And then our Lake Superior Watershed Conservancy's website, superiorconservancy.org. If you go there, go to the Film Festival, you can also find it, and it's on Facebook.
Yep, it's on Facebook.
What's the group?
Up 2020 World Tour Paddling Film Festival, Sault, Ontario, and Michigan.
That's not really hard to remember. All right, we got to wrap it up, guys. I want to thank. So nice to meet. Oh, you know what? Corona. Let's bump elbows. Just in case, you never know, guys. As we got to start being. I'm watching Donald Trump saying, "I'm not shaking hands anymore." Anyway, no, really. Thanks for being here. Great good luck at the festival. It sounds like an absolute blast. So we'll be back with more Mornings with Luann. And you're going to come back later this month because it's World Water Day.
Yes, on the 20th, I think.
Yeah, you and Peter.
Yep.
We're going to talk canoes, okay? We'll see you in a minute with Lulu in just a second. Right back.
Right.
It's a long portage.
It's a long one.
Every once in a while, amidst all the news that we talk about, we come across a story that's not big news, not big headlines, but an amazing feat, if you want to call it that, in this case by a couple.
Now, Leanne and Dwayne are plotting and planning their next adventure, a very long trip with little ones.
Who's in the boat?
Me.
Is that you?
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Everman Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
One of the coolest people in the entertainment industry is Dolly Parton.
Okay, I will give it up to Dolly Parton.
Seriously.
I told you I saw her live here, eh?
No.
I saw her at the GFL. Look at her. And she looks just like that.
She does, eh?
Well, from row O.
Well, you know what?
I tried to get closer to see if she really looked that good, and the security guard said to go back to my seat.
Well, when you're dressed like her, they might have been a bit concerned.
No, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you going to say?
She says that for her 75th birthday,
which is coming up in a year?
She wants to...
Not this year. She's 75 this year.
Yeah, she wants to recreate her Playboy cover.
Where she wore the bunny ears and the tail? I remember that cover.
Yes, and the...
Was it gold laminate or something?
No, it was black.
It was black.
But she had the little bow tie and the collar.
Did she have a bunny tail?
Yes, so large. My word.
You know why Dolly Parton's waist is so small?
Why?
Nothing grows in the shade. That was the original one.
Look at how cute. She says as well in this article that when she's 95, she's not going to look any different because her face is so full of stuff. She said, I'm going to always look the same. She said, people worry about aging. She said, I don't worry. She said, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap.
There's something going on that other people, I think it's maybe Jane Fonda, Okay. Did I tell you about my idea that they're having surgery done from the inside out?
Ew.
Like they're having their cheeks brought in, and that's why there's no, because now
like this.
they're starting to talk like this, and their mouths aren't working, and they're all getting, they're really
I think it
pulled
might
in
be
here.
the lip thing too.
Is it the lip thing? I don't know.
Daisy Duck.
Anyway, she looks fabulous.
She does.
And she can still sing like 10
Awesome.
and play. How many instruments does Dolly Parton play? Saxophone.
What? Really?
Absolutely. She
I
plays
had
the
no idea.
saxophone, she plays the guitar, she plays the banjo, she plays the auto harp.
With those
with
nails.
those fingernails.
Yeah.
I love her, and
she's a doll. I think she's so funny. Yeah, she enjoys poking fun at herself, which is kind of refreshing. Daniel Craig, I just want to say, sizzling.
James Bond.
Oof. He's promoting. He's promoting his.
How old is he?
He's 52.
Oh my God.
He hasn't done a Bond movie for 5 years because he was done. He said, I'm done with this franchise. I'm so done with this dude. The next one, though, is called No Time to Die, and he's, of course, out there now. He's on the GQ magazine cover.
Yeah.
And shirtless with his jeans unbuttoned.
Oh,
I'm
man,
just saying.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, he did some work over the last 5 years.
He's what?
He's done some work over the last 5 years.
He's been working out, getting ready for this film.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
And the theme song.
Gorgeous. Yes, Billie Eilish is doing it.
Yeah. She's the youngest singer to ever record a Bond theme.
You know what? I'm going to do this very quickly
What is
because
it?
Billie Eilish, it was also something else. She started her world tour first night in Miami. She talked about body shamers, and she said, quote, if what I wear is comfortable, I'm not a woman. If I shred the layers, I'm a slut. Though you've never seen my body, you still judge me for it. Why? That's what she said.
Wait, can you repeat that again? That's not really okay.
Yeah, she said, if what I wear is comfortable, I'm not a woman. If I shed the layers, I'm a slut. Though you've never seen my body, you still judge me for it. Why? Because she's always wearing the baggy stuff.
Right.
Because she wants to sort of be non-gender. But so she actually took off a couple of layers and was in a bra. And she said, you don't know my body, but you constantly shame me. How come? Yeah.
I'm really liking her.
Yeah, me too. We have to go now.
Because you have to do the news.
I do.
Okay, well, I will excuse you while you do the news.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go meet my next guests, okay? We'll be
All
right back with Luann and the news. Don't drag your microphone with you. You'll break it. She does that all the time once you drop it in the toilet. Okay, we'll be back after this.
Algoma Public Health briefed City Council at their meeting last night about the novel coronavirus COVID-19 in Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. Associate Medical Officer of Health for APH, Dr. Jennifer Liu, said APH is in the pandemic preparedness phase. APH is taking proactive steps to minimize the spread of serious illness and societal disruption. There's been widespread misinformation about COVID-19. Dr. Liu mentioned Twitter being the wrong place to find out accurate information. People have been mistakenly thinking the virus is related to ethnicity since the pandemic started in China. Dr. Liu said the risk is travel, not ethnicity. Dr. Liu is concerned about people stocking up on masks, toilet paper, and hand sanitizer. She said healthy people don't need masks unless they are taking care of someone. For hand sanitizer, she suggested using at least 70% alcohol or higher. Dr. Liu also said a vaccine would still be 12 to 18 months away. Sault College and Algoma University have foreign students, with some from affected countries and regions. Also, professors travel to conferences and speaking engagement. APH works very closely with both schools to ensure the student and faculty are protected and not potentially spreading the COVID-19 virus. The concern is if the virus takes hold, we could actually see what's known as community transmission. Dr. Liu said there was some good news. China is on the downside of the pandemic with fewer new cases each day. Dr. Liu added that if you are experiencing flu-like symptoms such as fever, cough, and/or difficulty breathing, contact a healthcare provider to warn them before you go, allowing them to prep for your arrival. Meanwhile, in a statement, Sault Area Hospital said that to date, there are no COVID-19 positive cases in Algoma. The risk remains low. To be proactive, though, in keeping the hospital safe and preserving resources, SAH will begin screening at all public entrances today. Screening will identify those who have signs and symptoms and have traveled to an area impacted by COVID-19 or have potentially been in contact with someone who has a confirmed case. After screening, patients or visitors might actually be asked to clean their hands and put on a mask. They may also be placed in a private or isolation room while infection prevention and control support is consulted, or in some cases, asked to self-isolate and contact Algoma Public Health. SAH has implemented a number of other measures to prevent the spread of infection, including pre-appointment telephone screening in all outpatient clinics, heightened infection prevention, control screening, and surveillance for staff physicians and volunteers. Please do not visit patients if you are unwell. Remember to use a tissue or your sleeve when you cough or sneeze. Visitors or patients who are coming to SAH are asked to clean their hands often with the solution provided throughout the building.
I think we need to be thinking about how we respond to events appropriately, and that will not necessarily be just about the budget. So we recognize that there are sectors of our economy that are going to go through real challenges because of the changes right now.
A flurry of federal ministers, including Finance Minister Bill Morneau, commented on the effect the novel coronavirus outbreak is having on tourism and the overall Canadian economy, and a sharp decline in oil prices. Morneau says Canada's strong fiscal position gives Ottawa the ability to respond to the challenge, but he didn't release any details of what he has planned.
What I'm trying to say clearly to Canadians is we have a strong fiscal position. We have been lowering our level of debt as a function of our economy for the past 4 years. That puts us in a good position to support people as they go through challenges. It puts us in a good position to support our healthcare system so we can ensure it stays strong. It puts us in a good position to make measures for companies as they face challenges. And of course, puts us in a good position to deal with any potential challenges.
The U.S. futures market suggested North American stock markets appeared on track to open trading higher this morning. That's a day after a collapse in oil prices triggered a rout on stock markets. The S&P TSX Composite Index lost more than 1,600 points yesterday to post its largest single-day decrease since 1987. However, global stock markets rallied in overnight trading as London opened 1.8% higher and Frankfurt advanced 1%. China's main stock index rose 1.8% and Tokyo closed up at 0.9%. The plunge on the market came as crude oil prices sank to a 4-year low in the steepest one-day decrease since the 1991 Gulf War. The move was ignited after Russia refused over the weekend to roll back production, and Saudi Arabia responded by launching a crude price war by vowing to ramp up output.
Later this week, I will be traveling to Ottawa, and I will present to the Government of Canada and the Prime Minister several actions that are urgently needed.
Alberta Premier Jason Kenney says all options will be on the table to rescue his province from the oil price collapse, and he wants the federal government to step up as well. He says those asks will include financial incentives to create jobs to reclaim orphan wells, along with ways to support businesses such as relief on payroll taxes.
It is at moments like this when all of us who are in elected life need to try to park the politics and focus on one thing only, which is the vital economic interests and getting people, protecting people's jobs. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to agree on everything, but this is not a time for partisan politics. This is a time for unity. This is a time for action. We intend to act.
Last year we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
Luann said that in their house, her kids were never allowed to say shut up. Now, we weren't either.
No.
We had to say be quiet, be quiet. We couldn't say shut up. That was a terribly rude thing. We were never allowed to say shut up. We'd get in trouble if we did.
Yes.
So I asked Luann, what did you say? Did you say please be quiet? And shh.
Right?
It worked.
Well, all of them just kind of go. Because the second you start like whispering or being really quiet,
that wouldn't have worked for the Screaming Five Murphy kids, I don't think. Although we weren't really Screaming Five. I was the
you were the one screamer. I have no doubt. Easy.
Okay, I got a little bit of this. I remember Andy Gibb. Do you remember Andy Gibb?
I do.
He was the youngest Gibb. Look at him.
Very handsome.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Australian. He was not one of the three Bee Gees. He was the fourth younger brother. And he died on this date in 1988, 5 days after his 30th birthday.
Was it suicide?
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't.
Andy had struggled with a cocaine addiction and depression for years, and he misused cocaine so much that it was his heart gave out.
Oh,
he went to the doctor, and he was trying to make a comeback at the time. I mean, he'd had quite a career, a whirlwind career. 1976, I Just Want to Be Your Everything. That song.
Oh my gosh, so romantic.
Love is thicker than water. Remember that one? Shadow Dancing.
Oh yeah.
Robert Stigwood was the same guy that produced the Bee Gees, and he produced his stuff. And in 1981, even Robert Stigwood dropped him because of his cocaine use. Broadway fired him from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat because of absenteeism for cocaine use. He starred in Pirates of Penzance live in Los Angeles with Linda Ronstadt.
I remember that.
He went out with Victoria Principal for a while.
Yes, I remember that
and
too.
She gave him the ultimatum. She said it's either cocaine or me, and he couldn't quit. And he went to rehab, and it just never stuck.
And it killed him.
Solid Gold with Marilyn coup, 1981-82, fired from solid gold for cocaine use. He just never got a hang of it. And he passed. Andy Gibbon. My friend Charlotte Moore worked with him in Toronto. He did a musical in Toronto, and she said he was just the nicest guy.
Oh, what a shame.
So I know.
Such a waste.
Get help if you need it, folks. It's out there.
Remember kindly.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Blue Ivy had a dad and daughter date. And they went to see the Clippers and Lakers. She's adorable. He looks a bit like a goof. He's got short dreadlocks, and he had a ball cap on, and they were sticking out of his ball cap, but whatever. Blue Ivy, and she very sweetly, I think she's 6, went over and asked LeBron James if she could have a signed basketball from him.
Who was the one who said he won't play if they keep the audience out? It was LeBron James said.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, if they're not going to allow people in because of coronavirus, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
That's kind of snotty.
Yeah, I find.
Get over yourself. Okay, listen, St. Patrick's Day is coming up next week, and so I've got 2 guests coming in to talk about Mill Market and the party we're going to have. See you in a minute.
Hey Mel, did you know in Queensgate, Australia, it's illegal to own a pet rabbit unless you can prove you're a magician?
Really? Did you know that if you're at the McMeekin Arena, you're only 9 minutes and 54 seconds away from Maitland, Port Lincoln?
It's closer than you think.
Glory to God, it's almost St. Patrick's Day and we're heading down to Mill Market for a party. Hello, gentlemen. It's Trevor Zachary and Bob.
Bob.
What's your last name?
Pryor.
Sorry, Bob Pryor. I totally forgot. I knew you were... Bob is all I need to know, right?
Absolutely. Good morning.
Good morning, Bob. You're the manager.
I am.
Of Mill Market.
I am.
Trevor, you marketing?
I'm a manager of the brewery.
Are you?
Yes.
Is that what you do now?
That's what I do now. That is what I do now.
That's why you're wearing that thing.
This is that.
Are you sponsoring the whole, what are you doing there for?
We're partnering. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Yeah, it's one of those events where we can show up on a Tuesday night at Mill Market and have some fun with it.
So this is the first time this has ever really happened there. You've had a brewery sponsor, or partner with you, right, Bob?
Right, exactly. We wanted to do something different, just change the look and the feel. So for Tuesday night, St. Patrick's Day,
right
from
on
6
St.
to
Patrick's
9,
Day,
6 to 9 p.m. We're thrilled to partner with Northern Superior, and we're going to offer a licensed event there. Have some wonderful beers available.
Is it
shopping?
Going to be green?
We are going to provide some green beer.
Yay! Okay.
Sure we are.
Shopping. Now, this is the big news. You guys have expanded Mill Market.
Yes.
And also, you've had an amazing winter. Tell me a little bit about that, Bob.
Well, we were very fortunate. There's been just a tremendous amount of demand for space at the market. So we're running at about 95% capacity right now.
Holy smokes, for the winter?
Yeah, through the winter, which is incredible.
Wow.
Foot traffic is always a bit of a challenge in the wintertime, but this is a great time of the season. Some of the growers are actually getting real fresh greens out of their greenhouses now. So
as opposed to just the root vegetables,
as opposed to root vegetables.
Got the microgreens and stuff that they've been growing in their greenhouses.
Exactly.
They're harvesting.
This past weekend we had fresh fish for the first time in 2 months, which was incredible. It flew off the shelves. So
how do you said that you put the word out? How do people know what's going on? Is it through Facebook or social media? How are you?
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yeah,
those are
and then word of mouth, of course.
Right, because you said you sort of put the post up that was it the Agwas?
Yes.
We're bringing their fish in, and you said, whoop, that was it.
Took a picture of it, posted it on Instagram and Twitter, and next thing you know, it was all gone.
Fantastic. Now, also, you have more space now because Atomica has moved. We covered that story. They've got a beautiful new home at the Bushplane Museum, kind of right next door to you guys.
Right next door, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, same complex.
Great. It is nice, yeah.
And so now you've got that extra space. And I asked you, so is that empty, vacant, or what?
No, right off the bat, Thompson Berry Farms grabbed up 2 of the spaces, and they've expanded their footprint at the market. They're selling all of their their ciders and wines there now, and they'll use the additional space in the growing season to sell fresh berries and their preserves.
Wow.
And then, of course, we just brought in a cured meat vendor across the hall in the old Antomica lab. So
you mean where they had where the bugs were stored now? Because there's a whole room there.
Exactly.
So someone's moved in there too?
They have, yes. So as I said earlier, we're at about 95% capacity there right now.
That's
in
fantastic.
the winter time, which is just incredible.
There's something else about Mill Market that I think is noteworthy, and that is many of your vendors work with Algoma Harvest.
Correct.
And if they have stuff that doesn't sell, and if they take it back to the farm and use it for feed or whatever, instead, they now have a program where people will come, some volunteers will come, and they will pick up all the leftover produce and bring it to Algoma Harvest, and it will be distributed to the 27 or 28 different soup kitchens and food banks across the city, which is fantastic.
Exactly. Well, it's a great way to give back to the community. I mean, we are a vital shopping destination in the community. We've also got a community conscience, which is important.
Yes, absolutely. Now, so as far as you guys go, let's talk about community.
Sure.
I mean, Superior Brewery. There was a time I remember. It was pretty depressing around Sault Ste. Marie when we didn't have a brewery anymore. And then little by little, and now lo and behold, you are everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on tap all across the city.
Yeah, we're in about 60 different accounts across the city. We're in all the grocery stores in the city, LCBOs as well, and we're trying to expand.
Still trying to grow?
Northern Ontario and whatnot, and throughout Ontario. We just did an event in Kingston, Ontario, which was amazing.
Fantastic.
How
many brews do you have on the go now, Trevor?
Got 6 on the go. We do some seasonals as well, but we have 6 regulars that we put out on our brewmaster does, and then between the seasonals that we do and then the support and the different events that we like to do in the community.
And the way that you've taken that building, similar to what you've done with the old fish hatchery, wasn't it? I mean,
exactly.
You've taken that building that was at one time. What was the M&R?
Old hangar, M&R, exactly. So
you go into this big, I don't know if you folks haven't been there yet, you got to go. Do you still have the live entertainment going on?
We do, Friday nights and even Saturday afternoons.
Does it start 5 o'clock Fridays? Is that it?
Usually 6 o'clock on the entertainment.
So you get off work and you want to have a nice cold draft, you head down to the cellar, and they've got usually an acoustic musician of some sort.
Yeah, all sorts of different entertainers. Greg Callahan's there this Friday. So
is he?
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is, and it's just really cool because you've got all this memorabilia and artifacts down there.
That's the fun part,
You also do tours, don't you?
We do, people can call in. We do a number of tourists that come in on the boats and the buses who stop in at the bush plane, and then they tour the brewery.
Do you do flights?
We do flights, we have a 4-paddle flight now as well. So
the paddle flight is cool because now we just had Joni McGuffin on the show. Did you see her in the green room?
Yeah, I did.
So with the Canoes for Conservation, one of the outings is that you paddle to the Bushplane Museum.
Yes.
You get admission to the Bushplane Museum, and then you get to go into the brewery and have a flight of draft, and then they motor you back.
That's
no
right.
paddling, because they don't want you paddling while intoxicated. They drive you back to the home base kind of thing. It's great.
And they designed that paddle for us, and we have Canoes for Conservation.
They had somebody local design the paddles to put the right on.
Oh yeah, it's great.
So much fun. So now, also now the news for you guys too is the last time you were on the show, we had Brett was on with you.
Right.
He's the new president of your board.
Yeah, board chair. That's correct.
Sorry, board chair.
Yes.
So now with this new board, you spent the winter doing some work there, didn't you?
Well, we just made the guidelines and the policies our own, right? We inherited the original guidelines from the previous private ownership.
But now...
And over the winter time, our board worked to customize it and tailor it to...
The new not-for-profit.
Our new not-for-profit, and to really clearly redefine our primary mission, which is the support of farmers and growing in Algoma.
Right. So they have the new mission statement.
Right.
Brand new feel. I mean, it's still developing. It's exciting. It's and people maybe don't realize that in the winter you can still go down there and take full advantage of.
We are open we are open every Saturday year round from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. and then during the summertime we're open Wednesdays as well.
So this Tuesday is a special event.
This is a special event. That's
okay.
Correct. Yeah.
So once again, Tuesday, March the 17th, right on St. Patrick's Day.
Correct.
And what kind of the vendors. What can we expect to see down there in addition to Superior Brewery and the green beer and the parties?
Yeah. Well, virtually all of our vendors have agreed to be there. We've also brought in some specific day vendors for the event. There'll be Jean will be there doing her Northern Twisted Pizza, and the Croatian corner will be there.
That's a huge hit with their cabbage rolls and their pierogies and all that stuff that they sell. Take it home and it's ready to go.
And there'll be baked goods and custom woodwork. There'll be knitted products. There'll be a little bit of
One of my favorite areas is where they have the fragrances, where the soaps and the handmade soaps. Oftentimes they have the essential oils and the candles and all that kind of stuff as well. I love that. Will they be present
Absolutely.
too?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this is happening all down at the Mill Market.
Correct.
Tons of parking.
Tons of parking.
Yeah, and it gets going underway at what time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. until?
9 p.m.
So once again, a great opportunity to head down after work or drop by after dinner. Stop by for a pint.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
How many taps are you going to have going down there that day?
We'll probably do 3 or 4 different brands.
Okay.
Yeah, we may do cans, we may do draft, but yeah, we'll do a little bit of everything, and it'll be green.
And it'll be green.
That's right.
It'll be green.
Well,
and we'll have fresh greens to go with the green
fresh
beer.
greens to go with the greens. And should we wear green?
Absolutely.
Okay, bring your shillelagh and your. You know what the shillelagh is? That's like the little walking stick.
I like that. Yeah.
You like that?
We
You're
like
not Irish, are you, Trevor?
Not at all.
Zachary, that's
Ukrainian.
not Ukrainian. Oh, okay. Well, you can go to the Ukrainian
I'm going to hang
corner.
out with the cabbage roll guy.
Yeah. And Bob, what's your nationality?
English-Irish.
Okay, you can come. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks.
Do we have a date for the grand reopening for the spring? Do you know, or does it play it by ear?
Well, the market's open every Saturday.
Saturday.
Summer season officially kicks off on Saturday, May 23rd.
Okay, you're going to come back and remind us of that, aren't you?
I hope so.
All right. Thanks for being here, Bob. Trevor, nice to see you again.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And thanks for joining us. We'll be back to say goodbye with Luann right after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim. I've been shamed by an Italian.
What's a shillelagh?
I've been shamed by an Italian. Aaron Alessandrini.
Don't say what.
I had to say your name. Well, because you're so Italian, Alessandrini. Just told me that a shillelagh isn't just a walking stick. Because I thought, because we had a shillelagh in our house. Are you not Irish? I'm totally Irish, so I thought a shillelagh was just a walking stick because we had one. It's like a knotty piece of wood with a bulb, like a bulb on the end. And
use the bulb as a handle.
There's a picture of me dressed. I'll bring it. There's a picture of me dressed.
I have no doubt.
As a little leprechaun. My mother dressed me up all the time as a leprechaun, and I had a shillelagh, which I thought was a cane. Turns out it was a club. It's a club. It's a weapon. A shillelagh is a weapon. And I got taught that by an Italian.
See?
Oh, my grandfather Murphy is spinning in his grave right now.
He's just spinning away.
Yeah.
And I said I referred to The Walking Dead's Lucille. Remember the club with the barbed wire around the top?
Well, I didn't have that.
Oh, God.
But had I known my shillelagh was a weapon, I would have used it against my brothers and sisters. Maybe that's why they told me it was a walking stick.
I want a shillelagh now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Irish, Ronan Farrow.
Yes.
That's Woody Allen's son, Mia Farrow's son. Woody Allen's adopted son, I guess. He pulled out of Hachette Book Group Club, and now the Woody Allen memoir has been canceled because the staff walked out too. So
yeah,
Stephen King's not happy. He says that shouldn't happen, but that's a whole other story.
Ronan said if you're publishing him, done out.
Hey, tomorrow's Wellness Wednesday. We'll see you here then. Thanks for joining us.
Security, thank you.